numbers. So it looks like
So we must be
we're
here.
live.
Hi.
Yeah, let me just navigate over to the
I know we all
Facebook
gotta
page.
navigate. I'm gonna be on the podcast page. Where's your phone? You can be on the
Navigate.
You're gonna be on the Princess Craft
Yeah,
page.
Princess Craft.
So do you want PJ on the rally page or on the community page?
We got too many pages,
Because I feel like the community page we can have on here.
There we are. I can see us.
Okay.
I can see us clearly now because
The
we
iPhone's
are
on.
on.
We're so good at this.
Okay, so if you're on the Princess Craft Facebook page, I'm watching you here. Okay?
Watching you.
If you're on the... Hey, Mike, I see you.
Hey, Mike, you're always so on time. I am
are.
impressed.
Well, I mean, when you have good coffee, you can be on it.
Well, I was starting to think of my excuse since I knew we were running a little late today, and I was sent for coffee.
She
And then I
was.
thought I should
This
say,
one.
well, we do run a dealership here. And then I realized,
That doesn't-
really, it was coffee? And then I got stopped by a customer. So
Yep.
it's just kind of my life. I can't
Just do what I do. When
go
you,
anywhere
when you,
without
like,
getting waylaid.
when you get stopped by a customer, you just like run. Just run away.
Just run.
Excuse me, miss. Just a minute.
Yeah. That's what you should do.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, so Lindsay will be watching you on the RV Small Talk page.
I won't be watching.
PJ won't be watching, but her phone will be on the community page, and we'll hope that the YouTube link works. So, wherever you're watching from,
Sorry.
please sign in, roll call, if you will.
Who's here?
Yeah, tell us who's
We're
here. Just start doing the Running Man instead. They will walk away from. Yeah, that's true. Is that
I
Mike?
don't know how to do the running man.
Who is this? No, just add that. Is that Mike?
I don't know. We can't tell who's.
Well,
How do people do this though?
yeah.
I
Anyways.
always remember in college, I went to some self-defense training, and they said that if you thought somebody was following you and you were nervous about it, then just do something crazy like fall down on all fours and start eating grass. And then they'll be freaked out and they'll walk away. And I'm like, I don't know. Do I just sometimes do something freaky? And people will
Well, that explains some of your weird behavior.
not want to
lately.
talk to me. I don't know.
You wouldn't.
Another excuse. I don't know that I would.
You wouldn't.
All right, so we have
Speedway, Indiana. Yes.
Dana from Oklahoma City, small trailer enthusiast from Speedway. Lynn from Flewelling. I probably didn't say that right.
No, she's not from Flewelling.
Oh, you're right.
Flewelling?
She's from the clan of Flewelling. I can say that. I don't know. From SoCal.
Oh, it was Mary Rose that said do the running man. Of course.
Of
So
course.
that's on the community page that we're not seeing those. Who else would say something lame like that?
Yeah, grass eating.
I don't know. We know a lot of lame people.
Here's Dylan from Pennsylvania. So everyone,
Hey,
welcome.
Dylan. Glad you're here.
Thank you all for joining us. You know, you're all in different places. Some of you are on the Princess Craft page. Some of you are on the RV Small Talk page. Some of you are on the RV Small Talk community, and some of you are in YouTube. So you may not be able to see each other. We're hoping we catch you all, but thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, we're creating like a community here, and we have to like pull you guys from all these places.
That's
so.
right. We got peoples everywhere.
Okay, so Mike, that's gaming the system, and I like it.
What?
He's watching on 2 pages.
Man.
Totally
I mean,
something you would do, Clint.
gotta be some good
Let's
coffee.
mail Mike a freaking T-shirt.
Let's come up with a design for
Let's
one.
have a t-shirt.
Hey,
Hey, anybody got ideas for t-shirts?
they don't need to know we don't have a T-shirt design.
We're gonna. Okay, so the topic of conversation that we came up with today, and we do need your help to make this work, is questions RV newbies have. We hear a few here,
We
maybe
hear
a lot.
the good ones, the crazy ones, and then the boring ones that you're like, really? You're asking us that?
Yeah, well,
So-
or just what are the surprising ones? Or one of, I mean, I don't care. Mundane, the obvious, the surprising questions that you may have had that you wish you had asked or got answered, and you're like, yes, thank you. Like, there's always the questions of, can I tow it?
This is what I was going to say. This week, I had somebody say, as we handed them their keys and did our
already bought it and done
thank
the
you
paperwork?"
very much. I hope you enjoy it. Let us know if you have any questions. He said, I have a question. Can my vehicle tow this?
How did you get this far?
I didn't know what to say. And here's what I figured out is that I answered his question. Well, what vehicle do you have? Because I didn't know. I didn't sell it to him. And I chatted with him for a little while. He was still asking that question at the end because he was so nervous.
It's a nerve-wracking thing.
So he did get an answer, but he was just verifying and verifying and verifying?
Yeah, so
Okay,
he thought I was
failed him
another
somewhere.
person to ask. And that made me feel a little bit better.
Well, what was he? Do you remember what he had and what he was towing?
He had something like a Subaru.
There.
But it wasn't a Subaru, but it was something small like a Honda Pilot, something like that.
Did our guys match him up with a good?
And he was just fine.
Okay.
He was just fine. He was just super nervous as a new buyer. So that was what he was worried about towing.
So that's
and
definitely
that's the number one
question.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
I still question that.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It makes sense, especially since we sometimes hitch up to any number of things on the lot and haul them places, either to show or display.
And sometimes they're well matched, and sometimes they're less well matched.
Right.
But
and
we're just
it makes
going
you
from here to
feel
there.
different behind the wheel.
Yeah. So when people say, "Have you ever towed this?" We've towed everything. We've towed a little of everything.
No, there's a question I don't think I've heard yet.
We got a question.
Does regarding the tow vehicle, does
where from?
high octane gas work better to tow?
What is high octane gas?
You have the 3 different options of gas to select at the gas
Oh,
pump.
at the gas
so
pump,
the 93 or
If you
97.
pay more for
is
gas, does it tow better?
I would. This is my take on that.
I honestly, I don't know.
The engineers who engineer your vehicle have done all their homework to become engineers and to make that vehicle. What high octane oftentimes does, in my mind, is it just it changes the detonation point of your fuel in the chamber, in the combustion chamber. So it's more of a timing issue. And so if your vehicle is newer, usually your vehicle can calibrate because it has a computer for timing issues and all that. But your vehicle was designed for a octane, kind of standard octane point. I don't change my octane for long distance traveling or towing and all that. One reason is I'm already decreasing my fuel efficiency. I don't think higher octane is going to help you much in that regard. So if I'm going to be filling up more, I might as well go for the lower price.
Go for the cheaper.
Yeah.
That's an excellent question. I know that the higher octane gas is better for the vehicle on vehicles that were designed for it. And that's why they say usually there's a sticker by your gas tank, but they don't do as many stickers on really expensive cars. They just expect they put it in their manual. But I think that really is more for it to, I don't know if it runs better, but it causes less maintenance issues down the road. Whether it's going to give you more torque or more horsepower when you're towing, I think that's highly unlikely. And if it does, it's going to be so minimal, it would be hard to gauge.
Yeah, and the newer vehicles kind of do that for you, but the older vehicles, I mean, if you change to the octane because of the different detonation point, then you would actually have to go under the hood and advance your timing to deal with that because you didn't have a computer doing that work for you. Now
it all adjusts.
Right.
Now everything adjusts. Yeah. Hi, Cecily.
So there's
Hey, Cecily.
Mike has actually tried both high octane and normal, and he says he's noticed no difference. So I love real world experience.
Yes.
That's my fallback.
Like I say, I think it might be helpful, but it is going to be so minimal. It will be really hard to gauge.
So I see Kathy's here, Pam is here,
Also
Larry's here. I see people here. You're all here.
Is there anything required to take your trailer over the border as far as licensing or anything? That's a good question.
Yeah. Probably depends on which of the two borders you're probably talking about. We have a early podcast with Mandy Lee and Kendrick.
That's right. They took their
Yeah.
camper over the border and they
To Mexico, by the way.
Yeah, they have a lot of like websites that they recommend and which certifications you need and stuff like that.
Right. So they talk about exactly what they did. They did have to do some paperwork, but I'm not sure if it was so much for the trailer or the tow vehicle. But let me see if I can find that episode. It's one of our earlier ones where they talk about what they did to make sure that they were in good standing with the Mexican government to go. Not only that, but with their bank, because they still had a note on the trailer.
Yes, so one of the things that they like to see is your registration with your vehicle, with your name on it. So, and your passport, and have everything match. Past that, I've never heard of anything. I don't know that we referenced anything in there, but we did reference lots of things that would be helpful to have. And having the registration for your vehicle when you cross in your name that matches. I have heard of people having trouble when they had a company vehicle and didn't have anything else. They had even if you own a company and you register your vehicle to that company, that can be tricky crossing the border.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go up in our thing. So Small Trailer Enthusiast says higher octane would benefit a car requiring 87 octane only in that it has a higher percentage of detergents. So, yeah, that's my estimation too, just because of the massive amount of engineering that goes behind this. I mean, can you imagine what the engine and vehicle engineers have to go through to make sure they navigate international laws for efficiency and for exhaust and all that? They probably have their stuff dialed in, unless they're Volkswagen.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Mike, you mentioned that Mandy went to Canada too. Yeah, Canada does a little different view of things. They're going to check your firearms. They're going to check any food that you're bringing in, and they are going to check your registration going to Canada. Those are the big three things that they like to check when you're heading up there. And Mexico doesn't always search your vehicle, but Canada, gosh, every time I've known of people going to Canada,
do you think
they
it's
double
the
check.
Royal the Mounties that do that? Because I kind of want to see like the horses with the guy in the red coat.
No, Clint.
No.
What's
It's
the
not
point?
Rocky and Bullwinkle
What's
up
the
in
point?
here.
Is
Darn!
it at least
I mean,
squirrel, moose and squirrel?
moose and squirrel.
All right, so Lynn, is traveling in Mexico safe?
I mean, this is...
I think we need to qualify safe.
Well, also,
Yeah,
is it
for-
the same for your RV or safe for you?
Safe for the Mexicans, because we bring our American habits with us.
Safe is a fluid term here. I mean,
Yeah. So
How
Is it
prepared are you?
Is it as safe as traveling in Iowa? No.
not.
Because it's
Have
a
you seen
third
Iowa?
world country
Tornadoes.
with a
It's
whole
a-
lot
it's
of
a-
corruption.
Well,
okay, here's my deal.
But there are safe places.
Yeah,
we're
there's
gonna fight now.
safe ways to
places,
do it.
And there's regional. There's you know,
Yes.
if you do your homework, if you travel in groups, if you follow the rules, if you drive during daylight hours, things like that, there are so many people doing it.
Yes.
So the fear is the loud fear, the vocal fear is on this side of the border with people who have not done it, and yet there are so many people currently doing it. They're having
Yeah.
so much fun that they're not really logging on and talking about it.
You have to research and know it. Just like traveling anywhere, have a plan, know what you're doing, figure out
go where you
which
should go.
areas, are
Understand the culture.
Yeah.
And understand if you come into a small town and there's a little checkpoint, they're just trying to gather a few pesos and,
Yep.
feed themselves. That's all they're doing. They're not there to steal everything you own. There's little things like that you need to kind of understand about traveling in Mexico.
Oh man, so
All right, let's move on.
There's a lot of caveats
Yeah.
with that.
Here,
So is
is it worth the money to buy a rear view camera for the travel trailer? I keep interrupting you, and I'm really
No,
sorry.
I'm for it. You do better anyways.
FYI, mine does not have the pre-wiring or mounting. I think we all have opinions on this.
Do we
Everybody
agree?
in the comments just like type a yes or no. Like, do you have a camera? Do you think it's worth it? I don't, but I might. That might
Okay.
be an unpopular opinion.
Okay, so here's my deal. I have never ever ever used one. but I want one.
Well, because you've never
Because-
ever used one.
Because it's another thing.
Because you're a gadget guy.
Because
Yeah.
I'm a gadget guy. So is there one in my future? Yeah, probably, but I've never used one.
I really like looking behind me. I don't know why. It makes more sense to me. I
But if
back
you're
up
looking
faster.
behind you,
But I think this
Oh, you're
mirror
talking
is
ab-
the one attached to the back of the trailer, so you can see what's going on behind you.
Oh,
while
so like
you're
if you're
driving
like
or
carrying
while you're
bikes
backing.
or something, or
Yeah, so you can see who's honking at you, trying to get around you on the
changing
highway.
lanes
okay,
or
all
lots
right,
of things.
that's different. I thought you were talking about like the camera but you would still use a rear view camera to back up.
Yeah, yeah. So here's my
That's-
thought on the wiring and all that. For most DIY people or for a service center, it really is not that big of a deal.
No
to
big
install.
deal.
They're
We
easy.
wire into your taillights. It's right there.
Super
it's
easy.
Not a big deal. Mounting it and wiring it is nothing. With the wireless cameras they
Nothing.
have out now, it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not much at all. The thing I like about backup cameras is that they do a lot of different things. They you can see behind you when you're driving to see if anybody's back there when you're I mean, I just like to know if somebody's like right behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and I can also kind of see people coming up and past me if I'm looking to change lanes. So,
Mike.
like, what?
Sorry, you said Iowa's a third world state. I just didn't want that joke to get
To
too
pass.
far away.
Don't let that pass.
Good point. But the thing about backup cameras is that then you can bring the monitor inside and you can see that side of your camper in the back. Most trailers, not truck campers, but
Yeah.
most trailers have things on the side, and you don't always have a clear view out the back. So I like having another wide angle view of what's happening out there.
Yeah.
So they're worth it and they're easy. You should be paying for one little work going 60 miles an hour down the road, or 70 or 80. It's probably $700 to $1,000 depending on the size of the monitor. Totally worth it.
That's actually where all the money seems to be, is how big a monitor.
Totally worth it. Yeah.
Because the cameras they're like a glorified webcam for your computer.
And when you get
Yeah.
the bigger monitor with the systems that we use, then you can add side cameras and all kinds of
actually
different
looking
things. You
at
can add
our
a whole
display
bunch
right
of
over
cameras, and you can like be wired
We'll
for
have
almost
to
anything.
agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
my job is to sell stuff, but I
No.
just can't get
Is
on.
it
For
nec-
people who want
Is it
safety.
necessary? No. There's been a lot of trailers pulled through the years without them. I still kind of want one.
I know.
Yeah.
You want everything.
All
All
right.
right, moving on.
All right, JC Sarver. Is there a recommended RV wax to use, and how often do you recommend waxing?
Well,
Is there a
that's
tool?
that's kind of like saying, is there a recommended dish laundry soap? I mean, everybody has one they like.
Do they have scented waxes for your RV?
Yes.
RV softeners?
Scratch and sniff RVs? What scent would you choose? I choose puppy breath.
Oh,
Mocha.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good one. What about you?
vanilla coffee mixed together. Vanilla coffee.
Just
We're
Maybe
gonna have
a
some
little
awesome smelling RVs.
Yes, not puppy breath.
Okay.
But look for a wax. Look for a wax that has good UV protectant, and look for a wax that says it will work on fiberglass, because not all of it
Yep.
will.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and
And
then,
as far as how often, I like the quarterly kind of time frame, depending
Well-
on how hard it is to do, which wax you do. But also, I like to keep in mind, how's your trailer been stored or used? Has it been in the sun a lot? Has it been in windstorms that carry a lot of debris, so it's actually eroding away that layer?
well, if you want to do a super cool wax,
Uh-huh.
then you need the wipe on, buff off. It's a thicker layer. It's a better wax.
Mm-hmm.
It will last longer. If you are not going to do that, get an easy wash and wax and do it as often as you possibly can.
Yep.
Because it keeps that UV layer on there.
Yep.
There
And
was-
so that's good for keeping it from getting chalky or breaking down. But
Yes.
honestly, one of the things that gets weird first is if you have decals.
Yeah.
That gets weird.
Yeah.
That's the first
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And it depends on what kind of
How they were
vinyl.
applied. Yeah.
Because some vinyl's better than others.
Yeah.
Same old thing. Keep it covered. Wax it as often as you can. So there was something about
That was the next one.
there.
I'm
Okay.
not skipping anything. We're trying to get through all
there
the
was
comments,
something
but
about
we're
walking
not
on
going,
top of a Terra with
we're
that
not
one. What
going
was it?
fast enough. is
Walking
what we're
on
doing.
sunshine.
I don't know.
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't.
There is
I don't know
kind
what
of
you're talking about.
right here.
Maria's
Trying to watch
watching.
Oh.
Charlie's watching.
Put a ladder on
Right.
the side of your Terra and wash it with just a brush with a wash on wax.
There you go.
That it'll work
I'm
great.
getting a Scam Likely phone call.
Oops.
Likely, but not for sure. You could have missed a great opportunity there.
It's probably about
Just
my
saying.
vehicle's warranty.
We want to go pat whales in Baja, but have heard bad things. If you want to go pat whales, girl.
Here's my plug for Baja.
Pat all the
Call
whales.
here's my plug. Call Buena Vista Resorts. Send me a text or an email if you want to know, and talk to Hortensia. It's very safe. They have a van that can pick you up at the airport. Awesome. It's a little fishing hotel on the beach.
But she wants to take her trailer.
Love it. Love it. Well, if you don't want to drive through
Okay.
Mexico.
Okay,
Alright.
what if you do this? What if you try that route first, just to have the experience and to get your eyes on the ground?
Yeah, there you go. And then you can go back with
you're
your
like,
trailer and
This is
stay
no
longer.
big deal.
Yeah.
Now I'm taking my trailer.
That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Make friends in Mexico. You got
I
connections.
use my wife as rear view when parking.
Hold
Mike,
on.
Well-
Hold on. Just put that up there.
You-
Mike, this has got to be documented.
Yeah.
you're so smart.
No, I don't
Actually,
know. Lots of near divorces have happened.
What-
Yeah, but I like walkie-talkies. in
I
that
was about to
scenario.
say, I saw somebody the other day and I was like, how have I never thought of this?
Walkie-talkies.
Well, usually because I'm alone. But when you back up, the person in the vehicle just...
Oh, I know. Send your 5-year-old
Oh, my
back
goodness. And then run over him? Terrible idea.
Use them as a wheel chalk.
Okay, I'm done talking. Next comment. No cameras. Want them, but behind truck to hook up or back of RV. Oh, like the camera that goes on the tailgate. So that's what I want too.
I love
Miss
mine.
Sandalovic.
Okay, until I got the truck at the last day of the year, this past year, I never had a backup camera on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, backing up with the backup camera, and then there's a setting, just boop it, and it's the plus sign, so it zooms in. Man, I can nail putting that tow ball underneath the hitch.
The new cars have all that,
Beautiful.
and it's just
But then you don't get to
amazing.
play the really fun game of like backing up and then getting out
and
and
backing
then backing
up
up
and
and
getting
going
out.
forward
Yeah.
and then backing up.
Tim Neal is watching. Hey, Tim Neal.
Hi, Tim Neal.
Tell us where you're watching from.
Mike, it just keeps telling us that you're watching. Are
Maybe
you
you
just are you logging into every computer and phone in your
I'm in all
house?
4 places now.
I love it. That's what I would do. And we would carry Rockwood products, Dan, if we could.
Let me pull that up there.
But here's what happens is that it is kind of like it's franchised just like a Ford dealership. So Rockwood is down the street at another dealer, so we can't carry it.
It's competing mafia
It's
families.
all little areas.
Yeah.
We have our area, our zone.
It feels that
our neighborhood.
way. We do, and so it's always about what manufacturer can connect with what dealer, and dealers are always looking for the best products to carry. We just don't get our choice.
That's
Right.
our state laws determine
Yeah,
that.
and that's pretty much across the nation, but Texas is very strict on it. So we can't carry Rockwood unless someone says we don't want to anymore. Someone
That ain't gonna
specific
happen.
says that. So sorry
Not while
about
they're
that.
selling.
But if you have other products you like or something you're interested in, let us know. We may have a reference of somebody we like in your area. We can send you to.
All right, guys, it's 12:29. I think we probably have time for at least
A few
one
more
or two more
questions.
questions. Do y'all have any newbie questions or
Or
not
not
newbie
newbie
questions?
questions.
We're open to any questions.
Mike, you're watching again.
Mike,
How many times are you going to watch?
Charlie's watching. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
So,
Oh my God, again, Mike, quit.
Don't quit, Mike.
hold on.
Don't
Mike,
quit.
this is what we're seeing.
Look, it just says you can't
not
really
focusing.
see it,
Yeah, it's
but
not
it's a whole bunch. It just says Mike is watching, Mike is watching, Mike is watching, Mike is watching.
Do we give prizes
Mike
for how many
is
places you can watch?
watching.
I think you're getting a T-shirt and it says Mike is watching.
Mike is watching. I'm not doing anything. You are doing something. You're watching.
Hey guys, got any suggestions of what you would like for us to yammer about
Ooh.
next week?
Yeah.
You know what we
What's
can
our
yammer
topic?
about right now
Ooh.
while we're wrapping up? We
Tiny
have-
trailer rally.
Yes. How How'd you know?
I'm
Next
psychic.
weekend is the Texas Tiny Trailer Rally, and I have to sing about it. But seriously, I'm really excited.
Yes, if you haven't signed up and you'd like to join us,
There's still spots.
there is still spots. And if you don't have a trailer and you'd like to join us, you could see if there's a cabin, or you could even stay somewhere nearby in Bandera and just come during the day
Come
and
to
join
the events.
rally.
We're having camper tours. We're having tech talk. We're having. There's a
Bonfires,
I'm blanking
coffee.
out. Happy hour.
Yeah. I
mean,
don't know, dinner on Saturday night.
Dinner,
movie.
dancing, tutu contest.
Yeah, come hang out with us.
It's gonna be. I'm so excited. We have about 88 trailers signed up right now.
Whew.
I know.
That's a lot of trailers.
I know, but like, listen, I'm so stressed out that like I'm just like I have to be really excited, and then I can just hide all the panicking I'm doing because
If you want to like make a new camping friend, there is no place better than a rally.
it's true.
And
all the help.
we have a new friend. We're going to bring the new guy, Paul, with us. So we need you all to ask him all the questions.
Harass
Yes,
him.
please.
Paul, the new
Come
guy.
and harass the new guy.
Poor Paul.
Because he'll only be the new guy for a little while longer.
I can't believe he hasn't quit yet.
So,
Hey, Paul, if you're watching.
Hi, Paul. Glad you're here. We're making friends for you.
Yep.
if you haven't listened to the last episode of the RV Small Talk podcast, let me see if I can share
What
that
did we
screen.
talk about?
What did we talk
So
about?
we talked with...
Joe Hawley.
It was so cool. I have had 2 people now tell me they think that's the best podcast we've ever done.
It was, I mean, I was there for recording it, I did the interview and then I listened to it afterwards and I was inspired all over again.
You
It's
don't have to
really
be a
cool.
football fan, although if you are, it's super cool. But
You don't have to be a football
don't
fan
have to
and
be.
you don't
It's
even
really
have to
a
be a
story.
camping fan. It's literally just a really cool story about the different phases
Yeah.
in his life and it was just so much fun. So
It was fun.
check
It's
it out.
good, deep small talk.
Yes. Sarah, I don't know if you're still watching, but it definitely made me think of you because you always post like these crazy inspirational things and you work for Sports Clips, so I thought that you would really enjoy it. Oh no, Paul is watching.
Paul's watching. Here's everybody. Here's Paul's contribution.
Here's Paul. Here's
More
the link
info.
to the rally
Yeah.
with the schedule. Sorry, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Guess what Paul's job is?
Making us better.
Getting us all linked up.
Oh,
So
Good morning.
thing
Hi.
money, thing of money.
I don't even know how to
Thong
say
money?
that.
I'm so sorry, but thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We're glad you're
Good
here.
morning.
We don't know who you are, but
You're
we
awesome.
are glad you're here.
So, all right. Well, from all of us to all of you, this has been our Friday Live from the RV Small Talk podcast, and we will record the next one hopefully here in a little bit. Ooh, from India.
India.
Nice.
Awesome.
We
Glad
will.
to see ya.
Thanks for joining us. We will see you again soon.
Hey, voicemails?
Yes.
Place to tell us what to
We
talk
don't.
about
We
next
don't
week?
know the number.
Well, how about an email?
Yes.
Do we have a-
questions at rvsmalltalk.com?
Questions at rvsmalltalk.com. They all will be chatted up right here. So,
Englishing is hard.
yes. Well, I'm doing my best.
Hey guys, it's Friday. Have a great Friday. You made it to noon. That means we're on the downhill. So, have a good Friday.
Okay.
Man, we're
All right.
we're bad at stopping.
I
Okay.
apologize.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.